Good evening. Wow, we got a lot of people in here already tonight, and I see Bornoldus has made fun of the fact that I've had a cough all day. All right, let's see. Halloween, good to see you. Lavender Wolf, good to see you. Bon, good to see you. Bestest Wolf, good to see you. And Tony, welcome back. And K Gaming, hello. Making a reference to the movie Robots. Not seen it. But fair warning, I have had a cough all day, so I'll try to do my best not to hack and gag too much. Let's see. Terror, hello. Jade, good to see you. Cynthia, welcome. Okay, I'm doing pretty good actually, other than the cough, which is annoying, but otherwise I'm doing really good. Had a pretty busy day and weekend. Did manage to jump into Discord and hang out and goof off a little today, so that was nice. Finished up the third sphere within the Cliffhathic path working with the Peacock King. So that was a lot of fun. And Monday, I'm actually going to be starting the fourth sphere. So really looking forward to that. Tony, hope you've caught up watching the Marvel movies. I laughed so hard when I heard the Prosperity Dragon wants to talk about those with you. Yeah. Man, I forgot all about that comment in that video. Yeah, I actually did. I had to actually sit down and watch Infinity Wars and Endgame in order to actually sit down and find out what the crap he wanted to talk about. He seemed a little disappointed. I wasn't a fan of the way they handled the two storylines. I explained to him, I read them back in his comics, so it just wasn't the same for me. But he did enjoy them and all that. So I've not seen, what is it? Miss Marvel or Ant-Man and Wasp. I still need to see those two. So Luna, welcome. Peachy, hello. Everybody say hi, Peachy. Tara, Drake, you were in my dream last night. I've been watching your videos too much. I dreamed that you had a real life seminar convention. So we all came to see you on stage and teach stuff. Oh man, Tara. Actually, that's actually kind of a funny dream because before I actually got to YouTube and everything, I did actually used to travel a lot and do the different seminars and classes at events live. Several of them was even in Seattle when still in Washington. And once things get back to normal, I don't plan to travel and do seminars quite that much. But there has been talks about potentially setting it up so that we could do some kind of live event, perhaps at a larger hall or something. So it is kind of funny you had that dream now because it is something we've been discussing. Nana, what's your opinion on moon phases with Magick? The moon phases can be utilized with Magick. They're not a necessity. I don't personally work with them much at all because I ain't got time to wait around on a moon phase to get my spell work done. I got a life to live. I got crap to do. But that said, I do occasionally check the moon phase when I got a particular spell working that a moon phase might help. Because if it's going to be within the next day or so, I'll pick it up and I'll do the moon phase for that. But outside just working directly with moon magic itself, I really don't do a lot with it. I'm just impatient. I got the time to wait on it. And you can yield the same results without the moon, so I don't really do that. Um, the only things that I really do a lot with the moon on a regular basis, um, I occasionally make a Norse moon water and a Norse sun water, and I'll work with the god of the moon, Mani, from Norse mythology, and I'll work a full cycle of the moon with him in order to create that water. Um, that's really about the only thing I ever do with the moon these days. But that said, you can harness that power of the moon for your spell work very easily. I often do teach my students to, if you're doing a long term spell, you can ride that moon cycle to add to that spell, whether you're trying to increase or decrease. You can even time it accordingly. Um, I hope that answers your question. CK Gaming, I have a big question. Oh, let me re-situate here. Um, how can someone find his path? I mean, I think I'm lost in finding my spiritual path. Sometimes is a void. And how was your week? Sorry for the incognito question. No problem. No problem at all. None at all. Honestly, here's the thing. I get this question a lot. People keep talking about finding your path. Um, I'm not a big path guy. I'm not. I've actually found that most people who they spend time looking for a specific path to follow end up missing the whole ship. Um, I would say take your time, learn your magic, learn your meditation. What I teach my students, I don't teach a path. I teach a framework of magic that can be applied and utilized with any path. So they can go in and they can try different things, whether they want to try Wicca, whether they want to try Luciferianism, ceremonial magic, um, draconian magic, or dragon magic. Um, and the lessons I teach can apply to any of those. But when what your path is something you're going to be drawn to, it's going to be something you enjoy, something that just kind of clicks with you and resonates with you. Now, I love ceremonial magic. I find it extremely beautiful practice of magic, and it does raise some amazing energies, but it's not my path. I ain't got the time, the patience, or any of that. I got a lot of stuff I got to do, and ceremonial is just too formal for me. That's not to say it's a bad thing. So when looking for your path, just start practicing. Do reading on different things. Try them out. See which one fits. It's kind of like a hat, really is. There's a lot of different styles of hats out there. And you're not going to know what's the right hat for you, even at the store, if you're just trying them on. Because the first thing you're going to notice first time you pick up a hat, you ain't going to look right. You're going to look off. And that's because you've never seen yourself wearing a hat. You actually have to wear that hat. And you have to wear it for a time to get comfortable in it and get to seeing yourself and then find out what is you. There's no easy test or anything to take to be like, this is where you should go. That's why I do try to put up so much information on here, Kay, so that you can get different flavors and different ideals and potentially find the path that's for you. And in some cases, an eclectic path is the modern term for people who take bits and pieces from everywhere. Sometimes that's the best way to go. But find what it is you enjoy. If you enjoy sigil magic, start there. If you enjoy candle magic, start there. And start reading on different subjects and see what really calls to you. I would not have thought Norse magic actually would have called to me at all. And when I done the path working with it at the time, even reading through it, it just seemed, I don't know, there was just something about it just didn't really make sense to me. But I sat down and started doing a few of the rituals, and everything just kinda clicked because once I was actually doing the rituals, not just reading the words on paper, everything's made so much more sense. The simplicity of it became so beautiful, and the energy raised and the power that it brought with it, I fell in love immediately. Um, and dragon magic is a similar practice because I love the honor, the loyalty, the friendships that are part of it, that are cornerstone to it. That's just something that's very important to me. I take my friendships very, very serious. And since that is cornerstone and required in dragon magic, that resonated with me as well. And that's the reason those have been my two main focuses. Religion and stuff like that, they don't resonate with me. They really turn me off on most things. That's the reason a lot of your more traditional practices, um, even the ones I'm initiated in, I just don't use them. So I hope that helps answer your question a little bit. You just got to get out there and try it and do stuff and read on it and see what you can find and what calls to you. It is it's a journey. It really is. It's called a path because it's a journey, and everyone's path is unique to them. Let's see here. See what we got. It's jumped around a little on me. Tara, LOL, it's funny. Most of us just want to hang out with you. Hey, that's okay with me, Tara. I'm okay with that. It's one reason we do the coffee hour. In this weekend, have a little fun, a few laughs, and of course, coffee. So I'm okay with the hanging out thing. Last year, I actually got together with a few students of mine. We went out to eat, spent the day together. We didn't do anything magical. We just goofed off all day. So, let's see, Mystic Lavender White. Well, speaking of Norse mythology, pointed my friend I was telling you about, pointed him to your channel, so hopefully that helps him out. That's awesome to hear, Mystic. I really do hope it helps. That's all, folks. I do hope that actually does help him. I hope he can find what he needs here. Lauren, glad you made it. Ooh, you're writing a paper. Do a good job on it. You can do it. I know it. Let's see. Heart same. Never thought Norse magic was going to be for me, but lo and behold, Norse magic. It really is. There's something about it. The simplicity of it. And I do enjoy some, bushcraft camping, the woodworking and stuff. So it just kind of clicks with me. See, I missed one up here. Strawberry. Hello, I have had about 3 dreams of Lucifer. Lucifer himself talking to me. I've been researching him and stuff, but in these dreams, he's never told me that he was, in fact, Lucifer. Sorry, guys. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes it's more about you just knowing it's them. Because they're not required to tell you a name. I don't know why people think they're required to do that. They can approach you and they don't have to tell you squat. I mean, look at the stories of Odin. He's traveled by false names a lot. That's really kind of his shtick when you think about it. Austin Embry, Drake, can you elaborate the Native American magic you know about? Austin, man, it's been a long time. And I don't really know which areas I'm allowed to talk about and which I'm not. And that is one of those ones I try to respect. I'll tell you what I'll do, though, Austin. I'll try and give my buddy Joe a call and find out exactly which areas I can talk about and which I can't, because it never occurred to me you all might actually ask about Native American. Um, and I'll see if I can talk a little bit more about that for you, Austin. Um, because a lot of the stuff that I did not lead. I took part in. There are a few rituals that I was taught to use on my own, and they were kind of gifts to me from the medicine man. And I don't know if that's a gift I'm necessarily supposed to share publicly. Um, so, I mean, I do know a lot of Native American practitioners that they are trying to get more and more information and share it out there. But I have not yet asked about sharing it on this channel, and out of respect, I'm not going to do that until I talk to him and ask. I hope you understand. Y'all's pretty cool and understand the whole respect thing, so I'm pretty sure you will. No, I did not get to check out the Napoleon Hill conversation with the devil just yet, Michelle. I apologize. It has been a busy weekend. We had a lot to do around the house. Still cleaning up after the holiday and finishing up my Cliffhathic work, while at the same time attempting to do more with this Fey lady of November and getting ready to start with December. So, woo, it's been busy. See what we got here. Oh, it jumped again. Crap, crap, crap. Where am I? Okay. Uh, can you alchemically transform your soul slash spirit into something mighty and greater, powerful? If yes, how? The process is actually what is known as ascension. And yeah, you can actually, the soul transforming into something greater than its current state of being would be to transform it into an ascended state. The process of ascension, however, is different for every human being, and it is a process of knowledge and self empowerment and self mastery. And those are things that take a very long time to do. It's not something that you can, it's going to take more than even 10 years. And the final process of ascension in most writings takes place either right before you pass or as you pass. And just so y'all know, that is passing without you doing the work. So you have to live the full life. So, do you know any good places to get your beginner tools, staff wand, etc. for Dragon Magic, especially ones that are inexpensive but durable enough? Terror Dart. Yeah, well, for wands, honestly, you can't beat a good wooden dowel. And you can buy those anywhere, Home Depot, Walmart. Dirt cheap. For a wand, I'd get one. I was going to say about the size of your pinky, but I know my pinky is a lot bigger than most people. Say about the top of a bottle of hot sauce, even a little smaller. That way, even if it's a balsa or pine dowel, it's still going to have some rigidity to it that's going to be able to be durable and cheap. And you can, I think it's $2 for a massive length of it, honestly. Staff wise, that really depends on what you're looking for in a staff. For me, I went with waxwood. Now, if you're wanting waxwood staff, like what I got back here, um, the wood for this staff, waxwood, has been used in spear shafts and martial arts staffs and stuff like that. So it's extremely durable. That's why I went with it. I knew I was, something like this that's larger, that you're going to put your weight on. I knew that would take a beating, and my knees used to be a lot worse than they are now. So I knew if I'd spent a lot of time in trance work or meditation while I was out in the woods, I'd be using that sucker to lift myself up. Now, if you want waxwood like that, easiest place to get it, go to budk.com. Just type in budk on Google, and you can actually find waxwood martial arts staffs. They come in 4 and 6 foot shifts, $20. I purchased a 6-footer and chopped off, cut about that much off of it because I prefer my staff to be about shoulder height. So, and I'm 6'2", so I had to cut off quite a bit of it. As far as the canes are hard. I actually chose a real walking cane because your real walking canes are going to be more durable. Now, you're asking me about durable. Everything I do is on function. So if you're looking for more artsy kind of stuff, that gets harder and it gets more expensive. And at the end of the day, if you have a set of woods around you, walk out there and find you a stick. But yeah, that's what I did. I mean, actually, my cane, as I showed in the Dragon Magic course, it's I want to say it's vacuum formed or something, but it's kind of one of those little near indestructible plastic style things. I love that you have hot sauce in front of you. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I like spicy food, so I tend to keep hot sauce kind of right here in my work area. Because where I'm shooting from is where I do my work. I got my journals here and here, and my desk set up. So yeah, just happened to be a good example of the size ratio I was talking about. See what we got here. What's your opinion on shifting universes and dimensions? This is something we talked about in another episode at one point. I'm actually going to end up having to do a video on this, but via journey work and soul travel, the ability to shift from one dimension to another is very, very possible. Now, if you're talking about shifting completely to a dimension of your choosing permanently, therein lies the hard problem. And like Stevens talks about quantum sorcery, well, it's called that because it does deal a lot with quantum theories. And every magician I've talked to says you would have to shift over for a minimum of 45 days at the very least, for the shift to be maintained. And if you so much as lose focus for even a moment and come back, you're going to have to start over. The problem is, even past the 45 days, you may have to go further. And this honestly means you're going to die of dehydration first. That's kind of the problem with everyone who's been testing it. So it's doable. How functional it is, there's a lot of things that are still very much unknowns. But as far as just being able to temporarily visit these different areas and whatnot, that's pretty much easy to do. That you can do very easily with journey work and soul travel. Let's see, Lauren, I got a hazel stick for my wand on Etsy. If you want a specific type of wood here, yeah, you can go online and find specific wands and woods. I want to say Bernaldus has a site where they offer certain woods and wands. I think he said it was somewhat affordable. So you're in the Discord, hit Bernaldus up. He's one of our admin. He can probably help you out with that as well. No, Tara, if you only fill the wand and the staff, you don't need the cane. All three are an option. There is the linking ritual in Dragon Magic, of course. The main reason I have a cane is because I do travel so much, and that thing does not travel well at all. So the cane kind of takes the place of the staff for travel in confined spaces. Otherwise, I prefer to reach for that. And then the wand, it stays in my general kit, which actually is a toolbox. And so it stays in that. Or if I'm going hiking, I can also stuff it down in there. Okay, is there Phoenix magic or magic that can allow you? Yes, you can actually, yes, working with phoenixes and evoking phoenixes and calling on them and learning to work with them and their power is very doable. I've worked with a few phoenixes over the years. I actually relatively enjoyed it myself. Now the spiritual ascension part, in the basic ideal that essentially any path should be able to get you to ascension in some way. I would say yes, Phoenix Magic can do it. The direction they would take, I don't know. Like I said, I've not worked with them deep enough to be able to say how they would go to that direction, but it is doable. Michelle, hot sauce can be a powerful ward. Actually, it can. I usually keep several different warding and protection powders made with cayenne on hand. And I've made a few protection oils and other things with hot sauce as well. Steven, have I ever used a crystal ball like a wand? You find out it works. Yes, I have. I even attempted to make a draconic tool out of a crystal ball once, and I ended up with a bunch of crystal pieces. So the main reason I don't utilize them is the crystal balls that I chose to use didn't hold up well. I have found out that a glass sphere tends to hold up and be more durable and actually more energetically balanced because glass actually has a lot more energy in it than people give it credit for because it is actually it utilizes all four elemental states in order to create glass. So it's a very solid structurally as well as energetically and well balanced. Um, but I just couldn't get into the yeah. And it didn't feel right. I mean, I had it working. I ended up giving it to a student of mine. She still has it. And she absolutely adores it. So, see, Ronaldo's. Yep, I've gotten several wands from this particular vendor. They hand make the wands very affordable option to give them criteria and they'll search the store for if it fits. It's cool. Or you can go the more pricey mode and get custom made. Yeah, well, I'm a cheapskate boy. We all know this. I spend my extra money on coffee. Michelle, can't you shift dimensions and universes easily through meditation and hypnosis? Yeah, essentially that's trance work, which trance work is kind of where journey work and meditation start to overlap. Um, so yeah, you can actually do that very easily. That's why it really surprises me to see all this shifting questions and everything popping up suddenly. It's like magicians have been doing this for a very long time. And the only thing, I mean, a few of my colleagues have told me they think people's trying to escape their life instead of growing. They're trying instead to grow and change and master themselves. They're trying to run away from their current life and trying to pick a dimension where somehow they've already managed to do better. Um, that seems a little cynical. But well, a lot of magicians do end up cynical. So they're wanting that permanent shift, is what they think. Which maybe I can't say it's impossible for people to be looking for that. But yeah, you are correct, Michelle. It's very easy to do. It's been done for years. Okay. Is Cliffhathic magic dangerous, and what can you tell me about the god Seth? Cliffhathic magic dangerous. All magic's dangerous. Point blank. There's no such thing as safe magic, just like life itself is not safe. Um, anything can go wrong. You can't grow if something is safe. And magic is all about growth and self mastery. So any magic you do is going to have some level of risk. True, different magics have different levels. That said, Cliffhathic magic is a very, very harsh path. It can be very terrifying. It is very, some people refer to it as self destructive because it really does turn inward on yourself in a way that any flaw about you, it's going to magnify and amplify, whether it's a fear, hatred, anything. And it turns everything in on you and forces you to confront it. And there's no pause button. When you open a Cliffhathic gate, you finish it. There's no pause, there's no halfway, there's no sticking your toe in the water, any of that. You either do the work or it crushes you under its boot. In that case, a lot of people do find it to be extreme and do label it as dangerous. I didn't approach it until a few years ago. And many of you know the first time I approached it, I did not approach it smart. And it sent me on a 2.5 to 3 year absolute crap show of my life. Pretty much almost, it almost killed me. It almost got the better of me. No ways around it. But I can actually say after that 3 year storm, I came out a better person. Didn't know if I was going to make it, but I came out a better person. And I also wasn't fully aware of what I did until almost 2 years in. And Odin's the one that pointed out why everything was going pear-shaped. And it was totally my fault. But yeah. The god Seth, I've not worked with him enough to really give a good comment on that one, Kay. I don't want to badmouth him or talk him up. I just don't know him well enough. You spoke of magical elves. Can you elaborate more upon magical elves? Well, Austin, you have elves that are within the Fey realms, of course, and then you do have. Those are the ones I've worked the most with, other than the light elves and dark elves within the Nordic workings, which the elves in Norse mythology, the elves of Alfenheim and Svartalfheim, they've been outside the Feylands long enough that they share a heritage with the Fey elves, but they no longer fall under Fey law. They're no longer magically bound by Fey law the way many others are. those are the two major groups that I have worked with. I have been told there's other elves in other areas that are similarly not under the Fey law category. I personally have not worked with them. Bun asks, Drake, have you ever worked with an animal spirit? And if so, how would you start working with them and approach them? Yeah, I have actually. And the easiest way to do this is with meditation and trance. Honestly, you sit down, light some incense, and begin meditating and seeking. Put your focus on seeking your animal spirit. Don't go into it with any preconceived notions of what you think your animal spirit is. Lock that out. Don't come in with that. And let the animal approach you. And when you sit down to meditate, just even say a simple prayer. Let them know that this is what you're here for. And that's a really great way to do it. Now, if you have the ability to go out into nature in some way and do this meditation, all the better. One of my students, I took him out and we actually did a sitting out style meditation where we actually went out camping and the entire night was going to be spent in meditation and trance around the fire. He was just supposed to sit, meditate, and seek out his animal spirit. And if he found it, converse with it through the night. I was going to meditate and do some trance work and tend the fire. But this is something you can do any place, anywhere. It's just in your own bedroom, sitting on your bed if you need to. But that is hands down the easiest way. Animal spirits are not that hard to contact. You just got to call out to them and work on your meditation and trance skills, which the trance skill is really the harder one. Let's see. Lauren, honestly, Drake. Oh, Lord. I worry anytime you all have to say this is an honest question. Shifting realities to fictional stories like Harry Potter has been a big trend on TikTok recently. That might be why you keep getting questions about it. Oh, okay. Okay. I see. I thought you were going to. Okay. I see what you're doing now. Well, I could see that. Oh, upside, I'm getting this crap out. Downside, it's making these live streams rougher. I could see that. And yeah, TikTok does seem to be generating interesting questions. One of these days, I may actually have to peruse TikTok more. So I have a baseline for what's coming. But I am glad you all at least know about it, and then you can inform me. And I appreciate that, Lauren. Thank you. Let's see. Check out Bear Walk. From Magic that went wrong. Court cases, murder, the whole 9 yards. Got newspaper articles. I'd have to look into that one, Anna. No, I should say let's try and keep the language and stuff to a PG area. A few of the live streams have gotten flagged due to language. YouTube, they're getting picky. So let's see. Okay, weird question, but it's needed this time of year. Does Santa Claus exist in other worlds? Yes. Now here's the thing. Santa Claus exists in many, many fashions, and many, many entities make up the modern ideal of Santa Claus as we know it today. I've seen a lot of people like bashing on the figure of Santa Claus, and this saddens me because the modern image of Santa Claus is an amalgamation of the unity and the spirit of humanity, and even the spirit of the multiverse, and that which is best in the multiverse, that goodwill, that charity, that looking out for one another. lifting one another up. And I say this as someone who is not a Christmas fan. I am the Grinch. Um, Hands down, I'm not a holiday person. So when you get me saying this, there's something to it. There's a reason for it. And so, yes, Santa Claus is real. In fact, Odin is one of the personas in which pulls from those myths. Um, as is, you got Kris Kringle, but there's many entities out there that help make up the larger mantle of Santa Claus and the modern ideal of him. And yes, these entities do visit other realms as well. In fact, I know many a fae that will tell you Santa Claus exists, and entities throughout the multiverse do look forward to some form of a visit from Santa Claus, which is kind of funny. It was even weird for me to hear, but it is also kind of cool. Even the Fae Queens themselves receive gifts. Yeah, Stephen, I've been working through the Cliffhathic now for, well, all last year, and this year I'm on a three-part, very large three-part path working. The path working I'm following was actually outlined by Asenath Mason. Many of you are familiar with some of her works. I find her to be a fascinating author and magician. We don't agree on everything, but I do find her to be fascinating and knowledgeable. And many of her ideals, theories, they're spot on. So I've been working through her path working. I recently got the third part, but I'm not ready to start it yet. I am currently on the second part of it. So it has been a rough ride, but an enjoyable one. Many of you in the Discord heard me complain, but at the same time, it's been very, very awesome. The current one I'm on, working with the Peacock King, he's been dealing with perspectives and viewpoints and even examining one's own ideals. And one meditation he's had me doing is, well, it's more of a deep trance than just a basic meditation. Meditation don't really cover it. But it's the meditation of many eyes. And every eye in this meditation presents a different viewpoint and ideal and perspective on a singular topic in which you're meditating on. And all that information is being downloaded to you in a gnosis-like way. And it's real easy to shake the foundation of what you think you knew. But I found it to be really fascinating. And that's one reason this particular sphere has taken so long, because there's so many different things I've been examining through this. Let's see here what we got. Do you ever anoint your coffee / drinks to help you get through something, or just that day? Yeah, actually I have. Actually, when I get under the weather, I tend to charge and my beverages and my coffee and imbue them with healing properties so they can help me get better quicker. But yeah, I will imbue beverages all the time. You're right, Michelle. I mean, it does make sense. I see why the magicians are saying it. You and I seem to be about the same age from what you're saying here. I'm just one of those people. I don't run. I can't. I won't do it. Not for me, even. It's more for others. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get better if everyone runs. Um, we have to stand. And the only way that you can actually genuinely improve you is by doing that, by standing and improving and growing. Because if you run, you just take the problems with you. At least that's my 2 cents on it. Let's see. So we actually have a video on the wild hunt coming up for Yule this year. So, and if you haven't already, check out our Odin video. I wanted to say I include in there some parts where we're talking about Odin's potential connection to Santa Claus. Yeah, Krampus is a thing. Krampus is a thing. Lauren, oh my God, can we have another subscriber challenge where you dress up as the Grinch if we win? Oh Lord, Lord. Let's see, what do we got here? We crossed 4-7 earlier this week, so tell you what, you all get to 5,500 before Yule, and we're supposed to. I think we actually have a Yule live stream. Okay, I think we actually have a Yule live stream. And if you can get to 5,500K by Yule, I'll dress up as the Grinch. How's that sound, Lauren? Sound good? We'll do it. I will do it. I will dress up as the Grinch. Consider it done. So, and we crossed 4,700, I think, last night. So we're a little bit past that even. So we might even be close to 4,800. So you guys really don't even need to get 1,000 subs to manage to get that one. So this one's very doable. But yeah, let's get to 5.5K, 5,500, and I'll dress up as the Grinch for a live stream. Sound good? So tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell anyone who wants to see me make a fool of myself and dress up like a Grinch, and let's get those subs. Yeah, Lauren, I actually saw the Jackson Crawford video saying Odin isn't Santa Claus. I did watch it actually. I found it fascinating. But you find out he actually talks about many of the reasons why Odin has similarities in there. But what he talks about, what he shoots down, is some of the things where people have stretched it to say Odin is Santa Claus, not Odin is one of the many entities that makes up the modern view of Santa Claus. So he's approaching the video from a very, very literal. Odin is Santa Claus, as in the only Santa Claus, and if I don't know if that's making sense or not, but I actually found the video still interesting because again, he looks at only the archaeological lore, which is one reason I love his channel. So if you're looking for religion or spiritualism, his channel's not very good. But yeah. Jackie, welcome. Now, I will say this, talking about Santa here, let's not go into bashing any one particular view of Santa or anything one way or the other. We don't do that. We don't do that. Oh, Stephen, yeah, I got that black. I got the black flame. I'm far enough along in that. I've gone up the tree entirely once already. Let's see. Jackie, I bought a pendulum with 7 stones with chakra. What can I use it for? Divinations is the big thing for pendulum work. The idea behind it is you hold it over a surface, and you can either say left and right is yes and no, and is no, and forward and backwards is yes. And when you ask it a question, it'll give you a yes or no answer. Or you can even lay it above a type of pendulum board where it has multiple answers that it can give you depending on how it swings. Um, Many of you know pendulums are not my favorite form of divinations, but that is the basic synopsis of how you can use it. So for more details on what you can use them for, you can probably find some. It's just not one of the tools I use a lot, Jackie. They do work. I know people get great results with it. For me, I know a lot about the different responses and stuff like the idiomotor response. So it's always made me doubt my results with a pendulum. That's why I don't use them. So I'm not probably the best guy to ask about that, Jackie. I apologize. Someone told me to stay away from the Cliffhathic. I found Temple of the Ascending Flame. Can you explain what it is? Well, the Temple of the Ascending Flame was founded by Asenath Mason and a few others. Um, and the Cliffhathic is essentially the dark side of the Tree of Life. So it is darker, it is harsher, but it is a path to ascent. I do even think Temple of the Ascending Flame focuses more on um, achieving your own personal godhood. Um, but it can be harsh. And there's a lot of people these days that are afraid to face fears and traumas and whatnot. And if you're afraid to face those fears and you're afraid to face the things that have traumatized you in your life head on, Cliffothic working is probably not going to be for you. And once you open a door, you have to complete the work. Um, but you can find a few books that can give you a brief introduction on it. I'm trying to find a way to sum it up, and it's a really hard thing. But the best way is it is the dark side of the tree of life. It's also known as the tree of death. And it is very much about tearing down who you are and building yourself back up in an ascended manner. So there's nothing gentle about it. Let's see. Terror, best Christmas present ever. I'm going to assume you're talking about Lauren's idea of me as the Grinch. Yep, there it is. Grinch Drake. Well, I told you, if y'all get it to 5,005K, I'll do the Grinch. Well, Lenny, I'm glad you found the channel too. Welcome. It's actually a blessing to be able to converse and help so many people out. It really is. Let's see, Tara Drake. You are never a fool, even as the Grinch. Oh, I appreciate that, Tara. Oh, but I get myself into some goofy situations. I really do. And I got no problem acting a fool. Life's too short not to have fun, know what I mean? Lena, no magic is safe. This is actually, yeah, I mean, People come into Magic and they wonder about safe and not safe. And just like anything in life, nothing is safe. There's an amount of risk in anything. And in fact, if you wish to find growth and self mastery, you can't play with a safety net. You will face a hard time because it is those things that help us to grow. So if you are trying to improve yourself and grow, which is the whole point and study of magic, you're going to face some challenges. The only difference is magic gives you more tools to face these challenges. The cliff off is the same way. It's harsher. Many people say you can actually grow faster. Is it safe? No. But then you have to judge your own level of risk. Um, we have a coffee cup over at the shop with my picture on it. Says, I came, I saw, I got blowed up. That's for a reason. I do a lot of experiments and take a lot of chances that it's not safe. And I do get blowed up. I end up in some situations where I do have to step back and I have to use magic to rebalance and get things back in order. Um, and the cliff off is one of the biggest oopsies I did in my career. Um, but that's not to say that it's not the correct path for someone. I will never actually try and push someone into it because it is one of those things, any path really should be thought about and considered. And it is very hard. And actually, I know a lot of practitioners, I'd out and out tell them it's not for you. I had one student, she very much loved to make excuses. Anytime something went wrong in her life, she spiraled out of control, no matter how simple it was. And I told her point blank once, I was like, don't attempt the cliff off because you can't handle something as small as a dinner date being canceled without spiraling into a week of depression. Um, so the amount of things that's going to get shaken up and knocked out of what you view as the way it should be, um, even within your first week in the cliff off, you're not going to be able to handle it. Um, so in that view, it can be viewed as not safe, but it depends on the person themselves. Like it would not be safe for me to play football with a bunch of NFL guys. That doesn't mean that football itself isn't a fun game. You do have to look at the person and the scenario. And way too many practitioners are trying to oversimplify things into left hand, right hand, safe, not safe. The true matter is no magic is safe. There's going to be risk to any of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't grow. Okay, let's see. Oh, crap, it jumped again. What we got here? Jackie, what's better ways for divination? Honestly, since you got your pendulum, I'd play with it. I really would see what kind of results you can get, Jackie. But the ways that I prefer with divination is usually tarot, runes, and scrying. Those are my go-tos. With scrying, true, it's more complicated, it's more difficult, but it's one I enjoy. I have a lot of fun with. Runes is probably tool-wise my go-to, which is one reason we've already started posting the Rune Magic course. So if you haven't checked that out yet, by all means, pop over there and check that out and get started on working with that a little bit. We got another lesson on it coming out here shortly. I think the final et goes up this week for that class, and we should be talking about actually rune divinations and rune reading in the next week or so. So now, if you're actually looking for divinations, now is the perfect time to start looking at that class because we're going to start getting into those kinds of things. But as far as that, it's, you got to find the divination that really works for you. I know a lot of people who do really well with pendulums. That's why I make sure to explain the reasons why I don't do well with it. I like to remove that human element. Tara, do you have any tips on offerings of food? Mainly how to keep the food from going bad, places, put it where it is private, how to discard it after with respect. If you put it out and it goes bad, that's fine because food goes bad naturally, and when you put it out, they take the energy from it. What happens to the physical part, they don't care. You don't have to worry about animals getting it because Fae and other entities will utilize animals in order to consume the food. In fact, when they take the energy, they'll even send the animals to eat the food so the animals can have it. And secondly, how to discard it respectfully. They got everything they want from it. You don't have to worry about that. Toss it in the trash can. They don't care how you dispose of it. Okay, how can someone use war magic, battle magic, or the spirit of battle in spiritual growth? Honestly, battle magic is again about self mastery. It's the ability to actually handle yourself in the situations and take charge in your life and protect yourself. And mind you, there's a difference in having the ability to utilize this magic when needed and just being a bully. Um, and that's kind of the kicker. You have to understand those areas, and that's what battle magic and its study is about. As far as the spirit of battle, the best you can, if you're working with a spirit of battle, you need to learn from it, not have it do the work for you. This is actually one of the biggest shortcomings of people who want to get into evocation and invocation. They want entities to do for them, and they think if the entity's doing for them, they're going to grow. No. If you're using your magical practice like that, do not expect spiritual growth. Do not expect ascent of any kind. That is like going to the gym, handing $20 to a weightlifter, telling him to lift weights, and expecting you to build muscle. Ain't going to happen. The job's getting done, but you're not going to grow. The only way to actually grow is to do it yourself and learn how to do it for yourself and not have others do it for you. So when you're evoking entities, you need to learn from them and learn how to do it, not have them do it for you. Let's see, Michelle. Mental health and magical work / alternative works need to collaborate. So many people don't understand. I'm personally so disconnected from this earth. I'm trying to reconnect. Any suggestions? Well, you are correct. We need to do a lot of collaborating. I'm seeing more and more magicians try to get these collaborations up and going. The personal opinion here, I have to state that the big problem we run into is the fact that magic and religion have become so intertwined, and people don't realize they're two separate things. And religion's the biggest problem. So there's that problem. But as far as reconnecting with this world, um, it is important to connect with this world. In fact, in Norse magic, one of the first things that we're taught is to connect with Midgard, to actually truly understand Midgard, the world we live in. And to do that, you kind of have to, I suggest, working with those natural cycles. So start doing magic and rituals based around those natural cycles. Start with moon cycles, start with seasonal cycles, start with the week, day and night. Pardon me. Any of those things that has a physical representation that's very tangible here and now. Also, pay attention to what you eat. And I don't mean like count calories. That ain't what I'm talking about. Who was it? Anthony Bourdain once actually made a comment that really resonated with me. And I love to cook. I've took culinary classes. But he made a comment one time. Have you ever actually sat down and ate and truly enjoyed a ham and cheese sandwich? Most people in this day and age They sit down, they grab their food, and they stuff their face, or they sit down and watch a TV show. They're not really paying attention to where they are and what they're doing. Um, and this is vitally, vitally important. Um, you really need to pay attention to where you are, what you're doing, and enjoy it. Enjoy that time. Now, one great way to do this is Udisattva meditation, which easy way to describe this is to go outside in your backyard, on your porch, wherever you are. Sit down, eyes open or closed. If you're first starting out, especially if you're in a public place, I recommend eyes open. I do not close my eyes in a public park. I just don't trust people. And nor would I recommend you do so. I want you to be aware. In fact, this meditation is all about being aware. So when you sit down to meditate, instead of clearing your mind, clearing your focus, blocking everything out, I want you to take everything in. I want you to look. I want you to see what's in front of you. I want you to see how it moves. I want you to see how it exists in the here, the now. I want you to hear the wind. I want you to feel the wind on your skin. I want you to hear every little leaf blowing, every bird singing, every dog running to catch a ball, every car horn blowing. I want you to be taking it all in. And I want you to enjoy just being there on the physical realm. That's the easiest place to get started there, Michelle. And then from there, work into working with things in the tangible. So, clay, start playing around with some clay, maybe making some sculptures. Um, Maybe make a sculpture to Thor, who is the protector of Midgard. Has a very strong connection to Midgard. He can even help you in these things, as can Odin, or any deity that is highly attached to the earth itself. So you don't even have to go from a Norse perspective on this. You can even, I don't know if anyone outside the South knows what I'm talking about, but whittle. Try some whittling. Which all that is, you're not trying to carve anything. It's not wood carving. People think it's wood carving. It is not. It is seriously, you get a knife, pocket knife or something, and a stick, and you just sit and you just take a little piece off of it. And it's very meditative. You get your hands dirty, you're in connection with it. You're just taking that little piece off. Now, you can do wood carving, but it's not necessary. Um, and if you have the ability, camping is also a fascinating and wonderful way to do it. These are just some spitballing ideals. But again, anytime you sit down to eat, focus on your food. Actually pay attention to it. That is hands down one of the easiest ones you can do. For me, it was kind of funny when I thought about this when I was working through Norse Magic. Because one of the things me and my dad used to do, one of the fondest memories I have of him, we would get up no matter time or year. We'd go out on his back porch and we'd drink coffee. And we'd look out off his back porch in the yard and we'd just sip our coffee. We'd enjoy it. And it's actually why I enjoy coffee so much. And like Friday night, y'all asked what coffee I was drinking. I actually had to identify it because I didn't know what my wife had made. But I paid attention to those subtleties. And it's those moments that really, really, truly help us connect. Give that a shot, Michelle, and let me know how it goes. Oh, we jumped. We jumped. Oh, crap. Okay, where are we? If I've missed any questions, I apologize. Let's see. See. Okay. Yep. Okay. What is it? Okay, we're past the hour too. Okay, I'm gonna try and finish up the questions we got here, everybody. Real quick though, we do have a new video coming out Tuesday. It should be, I want to say it's the third ep for the room class. So those of you who's been working on the room class, good luck. Keep it. I hope you're doing your homework. I really do, because I know these lessons are kind of starting off slow and tapering slow. But I promise, if you're doing the homework, you're going to be thankful as we get deeper into this class. Also, do remember we have the Yule Mug Art Contest coming. All entries need to be in by December 15th, midnight Eastern Standard Time. All entries can be either emailed to workingdragonmystic.com or workingdragonmystic@gmail.com, or they can be dropped in the art contest section on the Discord. Discord link is in the About section if you are not already a member of the Discord server. And thanks to Lauren, we do have the subscriber challenge. If we can get this channel to 5,500 by Yule, you know what? Let's go Christmas. We'll say Christmas. Okay, I need a little bit more time, so we'll say December 23rd, because I need to make sure I got the stuff to do it. I will dress up as the Grinch for the live stream that I'm pretty sure actually takes place on Christmas, which will be pretty cool. Or the solstice. I'll look at the calendar, but yeah, get us to 5,500 by then, and we will be doing that. It'll be a thing. So I'll go ahead and pre-order some, I guess, green face paint. See what I can do. I'll go ahead and start looking into it, because I know you guys, you're dead set to get me to do something on one of these streams. So that'll be fun. So let's get that going. And I think that about covers the news, so we can go ahead and pick up these last few here. See, Lauren, what kind of workings would the Morgan be most interested in helping with doing? Do you think she been kind of in the back of my mind? The Morgan is great for, she's really big on the self-mastery level. She really is about the empowerment. She is also a war goddess, so she's really handy when it comes to battles. She's also handy when it comes to dealing with issues of death. But she is also a really darned good teacher when it comes to magic and witchcraft, Lauren. Just right off the top of my head. How long is a good time to leave food out so they get enough time to drain the energy? Honestly, if you can leave it out there an hour, they can take it. So yeah, if you can only leave it out there an hour, Terror, you should be good to go. 12 hours is more than sufficient. So that's why a lot of people just set it out overnight and then collect it. So, but yeah, if you can leave it out there, 30 minutes to an hour is all they'll need to take the energy out of it. Let's see, how can I communicate with the Fae? Meditation's the easiest way to reach out to the Fae for the first time, and you want to focus with your local Fae in your area, and reach out to them, asking them to let them know you want to befriend them. We do have a few videos on the Fae here on this channel, and I am hoping to get a more detailed video on communicating. See what we get. Let's see. Living room. How would you define light versus dark in determining a practitioner's path? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I think the ideal of dividing one's life and energy into arbitrary terms like light and dark, left and right, actually does a disservice to the practitioner. Magic is not light. Magic is not dark. And to actually follow magic and to truly seek ascension, self-mastery, requires a balance. And you cannot find that peace and that balance unless you actually understand both. And trying to only walk one road is going to do you a disservice all around. So if you're trying to determine your path with those terms, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Cloud gazing. Hey Drake, how's it going? Pretty good, cloud gazing. Glad you made it. Good to see you. You caught us at the end again, but it's good to see you. I'm doing all right. Let's see. Need green fur. Ooh, the fur. How am I going to do that? I'll ask my wife. I bet she'll have some ideas. Bernaldus, December 25th is Friday. Okay, so let's try to get the 5,500 by the 24th, Christmas Eve, and we will be doing the Grinch live stream on the 25th if y'all can get there. How's that sound, y'all? Let's see. Thank you so much. I will try those. I've been wanting to go camping. Oh man, I love me some camp. I try to get out as often as I can into the woods. I really do. Let's see. In fact, I might actually do a video on Midgard and working with Midgard here soon. You guys got me thinking about that. That would be a really good video idea, especially for the new year. So many magicians forget how important the physical realm is to us. We spend so much time trying to escape it, we forget how important it is for us to connect with it. So you guys just gave me a good idea for a video. We'll do something on that connecting for Midgard. All right, everyone. I'm going to hop off here. I got a busy week. I got me another Cliffhathic sphere to kick open and get started on. It'll be fun. I know that. And of course, I got plenty of videos to shoot. I got another rune magic video that I've got for the class. That's ready to go. Otherwise, everyone, you have a wonderful week. Keep up your research, keep up your practice, keep plugging on, moving forward and growing to become the best you can be. Remember, it's not going to be easy. It won't be quick. But I promise you, you keep working at it, you will improve, and you will be able to manifest the life that you want. And always remember your journal. That is hands down your most powerful tool in magic, no matter what path you have. That little journal can record your path so you can start seeing those little changes, those little improvements. And that truly is one of the most powerful tools because it will motivate you and let you see those small changes when you write in it daily and record your workings. So be sure you're keeping your journal, everybody. And until next time, I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic. Y'all have a great week. Bye.